Hi, it's Sare of allabout.zoomshare.com, and I'm here today to teach you how to add an image as the background of your Zoomshare webpage. The first step is to upload your image that you're going to use as your background image to file storage. And I did want to briefly address the topic of what type of image to use. Certainly you can use an animated GIF. I'm using a GIF that I created in Photoshop. You could use a JPEG, but if you want to limit the amount of time it takes for your page to load, it's important to limit the file size of the image that you want to use. So, just to remain cognizant of that, and to note that if the larger file size image you use, the longer it'll take your page to load. So after logging into my tools, I navigate over to file storage to accomplish the first step. I press upload a new file, browse for the file on my PC, select the file, and upload it. And then you're presented with the unique URL of the file that you uploaded to file storage. It is important to note and remember that URL and the folder that you uploaded that file to, as that will play a role in the modifying of the code that you're going to add to your HTML later. So after noting the unique URL of the image file that you uploaded to file storage, then you return back to your main file storage screen by clicking Return to File Storage, which, after successfully doing that, leads me to the next step, which is adding and modifying a snippet of code in the HTML editor. So I'm going to then click over to Web Page Editor to add the background image to my home web page. I'm going to click HTML button found within the toolset to open up the HTML editor. I'm going to be modifying the background image of my web page, not my photos, links, and blog and calendar pages, as this code won't work for those pages. We may address how to modify the code for those pages at a later date, however. So what you're going to want to do in your HTML editor is not modify any of the code that's already in the editor. You're going to position your cursor in front of all of that code that's there and press Enter key a few times to make room for the code that you're going to be adding, which accompanies this video. In a Notepad text document, you can find the code that you're going to be adding to the HTML editor. So I'm actually going to locate that Notepad file, text file, to open that up so I can copy the code from that file and paste it into the HTML editor. So I'm going to open up that Notepad file, copy the code, and then paste it right into the top of the editor. But there is an additional step. Within that code, you'll see there's a URL referenced. You are going to have to change that URL to reflect your site address, the location of the file that you uploaded as the image, for your background in your file storage. Without touching the rest of the code, you're going to have to go in there and change that URL to reflect the URL of the file you uploaded to file storage. So in my case, it's going to be changed to http://www.testsare.zoomshare.com/files/bg.gif. That is an important step, as once you've done that correctly, changing that snippet of the code will actually be what will cause the background of your web page to change. So that is, as I said, a very important step to get right. After you've successfully changed that URL section of the code and not touched the rest of it, you would then click Update in your HTML editor, and you can see already starting to see the change to a red background. You do have to, of course, save your changes, which is really the final step, and then press the View Site link to view a live version of the website. Open up in a new browser, and then press the refresh button to see your full changes completed. And so really it was a simple process of uploading the image file to file storage, adding and modifying a snippet of code in the HTML editor found within the web page editor. I certainly hope this has been helpful for you. And so if you need to reach customer care, you can visit our help website at allabout.zoomshare.com, email us at customerservice@zoomshare.com, and I can be reached at sare.zoomshare.com. Thank you for your time.